Hi, katzcradul here. So many of you send me emails and PMs asking me things like, what are you doing? What are you thinking about? What are you working on? What are you buying? What are you stocking up on? And so today I thought I would share something with you that I was working on this past week. I remember that over a year ago I saw someone post a video. In fact, there were a couple of videos saying that some of the stores like Walmart and Sam's Club, that kind of thing, were selling some long-term food storage items that heretofore had only been available through places like Augason Farms and Honeyville and those kind of places. And so I thought, it was a Friday night and I was staying up a little late. It's the only night I stay up very late, and I thought I'm just going to look around and see if I can find any of that kind of thing. And so I went to Walmart.com and typed in Augason Farm, and lo and behold, I was able to pull up 48 items that they were selling. It wasn't at my local Walmart, but I could get it through Walmart.com. Now, don't send me letters. Walmart's not my favorite store either, and if I had much of a choice, I pretty much shop anywhere else. But I live so remotely, it would take me an hour to get to any other kind of store, and Walmart is about 20 minutes away, so I do occasionally, in a pinch, go there if I have to. But what I was looking at was the long-term food storage that was available online. And I found what they were calling a 72-hour bucket of food for 4 people. Technically, and you will see the label looks a little different if you look from one place to another. Sometimes they call it a 1-week supply for one person, but it really is, the way they had it billed at Walmart.com was a 72-hour food supply for 4 people. So that's what we're going to look at today. Now, before I talk specifically about the 72-hour bucket, I want to tell you that I spent about an hour toggling back and forth between Walmart.com and Augason Farms' own website, checking those 48 items that Walmart had listed, and I couldn't find a single one that was not less expensive at Walmart. Now, I don't know how that happens, but I've heard of other companies complaining about Walmart and other companies undercutting their very own price. In fact, I talked to somebody last week about it. Maybe it's just a deal Augason Farm made with Walmart. I don't know. But anyway, all of their products, the exact same product that they have on their site, if you go to Walmart.com and they have it, it's cheaper than Augason Farm sells it themselves. So you might find that interesting. But anyway, the thing I was particularly interested in is this 72-hour bucket, because there's 3 members of our family, so it would be more than a 3-day supply for the 3 of us for sure. And I've wanted to have something like this for a good while. I have lots of food in buckets. It's mostly bulk food, but I have never really bought something like this where it's everything in one bucket except for the water that you need to reconstitute it. I've never had that. And I thought I might like it because although I don't ever intend to bug out and I don't ever intend to make my food storage mobile, I do recognize that I live close to several railroad tracks, and it's feasible that something could happen. There would be an accident if there was a chemical spill from a train overturning, that we might need to leave our home and might need to grab something like this. And it has everything in it: breakfast food, lunch food, dinner food, that kind of thing, drink even in it. So I thought it might be a good thing to have, and the price looked right to me. Okay, and here's how it looked on Walmart's site. You can see it's gosh, it's so faint I can hardly see it there. $59.99. And if you want to go back in this video just a little bit and look at the shot that I did of Augason Farms' own site, you'll see that it was $73.65 on Auguson's Farm site. So that's quite a substantial savings. And then you can click on the emergency food supply bucket and see what's all in it and that kind of thing. But that's how it looks on Walmart's site. Now, it arrived today, and it came in a cardboard box that was not much bigger than the bucket itself, and it might even be advisable just to store it in the cardboard box You can see that it has the little handle cutouts on the side, which make it very easy to lift and move around. I didn't have any trouble. The UPS man left it on my front porch. I didn't have any trouble moving it inside myself, so it's, it's maneuverable, even if you're an old woman. The other thing I like about it is that it had a label on the side that tells you that's a 4-gallon bucket and what it is, and also the date that it was packed. So really the only thing I would need to write on the box is the expiration date, which is 25 years out, and then I could just stack that in a room somewhere. Wouldn't even have to take the bucket out of the box. Okay, and here's how the bucket looks unboxed. The label says it has a 25-year shelf life, and that for each of the 4 family members it's to serve, it provides 2,063 calories per day. Now that's pretty good, because some of the ready-made kits that you see have 1,600 or 1,700 calories a day, so 2,000 is really good. On one side of the label, it tells you that the kit contains maple brown sugar oatmeal, creamy potato soup, instant white rice, beef flavored vegetarian meat substitute, and on the other side you can read that it has Morning Moo's low fat milk alternative. That's not exactly powdered milk. It is whey protein and some other good things that flavor it and make it taste good, but it's a really good drink. Vegetable stew blend, hearty vegetable chicken soup mix, and cheesy broccoli rice. Now you can see that fruit is conspicuously missing here, so that might be something you would want to amend with and add to this. It also gives you on the back of the bucket the nutritional label for each one of those products. There's 4 of them listed at the top of the label, and then there are 4 more at the bottom there, so all the nutritional information is there. Now I am not going to pretend that this is great food. I never fix instant rice for my family, but if I were out in a survival kind of situation, or I was under pressure or time constraints, instant rice might be something I'd like to have, because it would cook very quickly with just a little bit of water. There's also it also says on the front there's no hydrogenated oils or that kind of thing. Well, that may be true, but there's some other stuff in there you probably don't want. There's some sugar, and there's some soy and that kind of thing. But you know what? In an emergency survival situation, I'm going to be all about getting those 2,063 calories per day, and am not going to be too concerned about how I'm going to get it, because this is only for use in an emergency situation when I need to cook food very quickly and not have to add a lot of ingredients, that kind of thing. On the front of the bucket, it also shows you what the food looks like. It's a little deceptive. There are no berries or raspberries in there, so you would have to bring those along. There's no little cute fresh cilantro leaf to put on it or grated cheese, so that's a little bit deceptive. But I mean, you got to make this food look better, okay? So just recognize that. Here's my little bill that was included, and you can see it was $59. There was no shipping and handling. These are shipped free to your home, $1.48 tax, for a total of $61.47, which I think is a pretty good deal. Now there's several reasons I like this. One is that you get a lot of variety of things in this bucket, which means that you can try them without having to buy a whole number 10 can of that product. If you've been eager to try the broccoli rice casserole, well, you're going to get several packets of that in this bucket. It's going to allow you to try it. And so if you want to crack it open and just try all those products and see if there's any of them you like, that would be a good idea. The other way I see you using it is if you have somebody who was involved in scouting or camping or backpacking or that kind of thing. You could just open up the bucket and send a packet of oatmeal or send a packet of stew, and let your family try it out that way. You have a kid at college, send them a couple of packets of the brown sugar oatmeal or the instant rice or something, and just give it a try and see how your family members like it. For those of you who are living alone, or there's just a couple of you in a home and you don't have a lot of room, I get questions from you all the time about, what could I do if I just want to put away a little food? Well, this is a good idea. this is a good place to start, and doesn't represent a huge investment, so it might be something you want to try. I was looking around at the samsclub.com website and noticed that they had over 116 items on their site, and this one really caught my attention because this is a pretty good deal. They're offering 10 buckets and 10 gamma lids for, I believe it's $112.84, I think is what it ended up being. And what I like about it is that the gamma lids, even if you find them someplace else, about the best deal you're going to get on them is about $7 a piece for them. They are not cheap. And so if I subtract the $70 it would cost you for the 10 gamma seals, then the buckets end up being about $4.20 a piece, and that's not a bad deal for a brand new bucket. And they are 6-gallon buckets, so you might want to check this out. 10 gamma seal lids and 10 brand new buckets, and that is, I believe, they have a place where you can click whether you want it shipped to your house or if you want it shipped to the Sam's Club. And I bet if they ship it to the Sam's Club, I don't remember checking this out, but I bet there's no shipping charge for that. So look around. You might find some other interesting things that you could use on those sites, but just wanted to let you know that don't assume that the company itself has the best deal, because Augason Farms prices are much more expensive than they are at the Walmart.com site. I'll post some appropriate links for you below so that you can look around for yourself and see if there's anything you need. If not, no big deal. And until next time, this is Cat's Cradle.